What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rants Red Talk, where we discuss all the topics you send through to me on Twitter. And a few things before we get involved. I've been getting messages from you guys saying you want more regular content, which is fine. I don't produce that much. Obviously, I got my Rants Red Talk and I got my match reviews. So I'm going to do a general football show for you guys a couple times a week. So you got content every day. Why the hell not, man? You know that, like, I'm a big football fan. Like, before United, I'm a football fan, so I'm happy to talk about other clubs, other scenarios in football, like who do I want to win the Ballon d'Or, for example. And then if you're going to talk about United, let's throw it back a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? United of the past, I'm down for 90s and early 2000s football, my favourite era. Obviously, I grew up in that era watching football, but for me, it was the most competitive in terms of depth and quality of players. I want to talk about that. Like, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to analysing football, so I'd love, do you know what I'm saying, questions of that ilk, man. I want to talk about bigger things than just what's going on now at United, bro. Let's have some fun with it. So make sure you follow the Twitter at Rants and Bants on Twitter. That's where I'm going to be putting a tweet out. Also, if you got a name for the show, obviously this is Red Talk because we're talking about Manchester United. But do you know what I'm saying? If you got any ideas about what I should call the next segment, let me know. I'm going to leave it down to you. Put it in the comment section. And also, the first game of the United Stand season kicked off yesterday. Can't tell you the score, but I just want to say, bruv, part-time Pep, fam. Rants Guardiola, bro. Like, my team plays some good football, man. You're going to be excited. You're going to see some good stuff coming to the United Stand. The AFTV game and the DTFC game and the GRM Daily game, they're all going to be competitive matches. We played Hackney Wick yesterday. And yeah, I'm loving this coaching thing. I can't lie. Taking over the United Stand team from Mark 3 weeks ago, it's been exciting times, guys. And you're going to kind of see the kind of football that I like to play and stuff like that. And then you'll understand where a lot of my opinions come from by how my team plays and the kind of players I have in different positions. You'll see how I see the game, and then you'll start to understand certain things. Because, like, I'll say certain things on my show people don't understand. Obviously, football is a game of opinion, but also it's about preferences. It's about preferences. So when you see what my preference is, you'll see the way my team play. Then you'll start to understand a bit deeper into the mindset, man. But it's been amazing being able to build this team from scratch, and, like, yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, let's get into it. First one, this is a very good question. Chris J. Edwards. We've seen with Mount, Abraham and Daniel James, trusting youth can play off. Do you think as a club we should give Gomes and Pereira the chance to be our creative options ahead of Mata and Lingard, given that the club didn't sign a player in the ilk of Bruno Fernandes in the summer? Absolutely. For several reasons. I remember I got a lot of backlash when I said that the signing of Juan Mata was very underwhelming and also sent out the wrong signal. For me, at 30 odd years old, you got no pace. You know what I mean? I couldn't even call you an impact player, bruv, because, like, what man gonna be scared of when Mata comes on? Do you know what I'm saying? We play counter-attacking, quick transitional play, and he's slow, bruv. He slows the game down. I think he's a very good player. I just don't think he suits the system that we're in. So, for me, I thought that he sent out the wrong message. Like, giving 120, 130 grand a week to a player that is gonna be a bit part player and has no legs. I think it was just negative, and it was just the easy thing to do. I thought it was terrible. And then Jesse Lingard at 27 years old, if you're still a squad player, that's your ceiling, isn't it? Like, Jesse's done out here, bruv. Like, he's never gonna be like first team Manchester United quality. I've always said it. He's a squad player. I do recognise the qualities that he does bring, but he's not a first team. It's just like Ji-sung Park, bruv. Loads of people talk about Ji-sung Park like he was a sick player. He wasn't, bruv. Like, he was a workhorse. He offered the same energy as Jesse, and then big away days and stuff like that. That extra man in the midfield, he gave you the work rate, and he just done the simple things, passed the ball left and right, won the ball, similar to what Jesse does. That's it. Ji-sung Park never scored loads of goals. Jesse don't score loads of goals. You know what I mean? They're very similar players, but Park never started for us week in, week out, bro. But he was seen as the guy to give us something different when we wanted to approach things differently. But man weren't looking at the team saying, yo, Park must start, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? Nostalgia gets United fans chatting shit, bro. When you saw, like, oh, who's better, Son or Park and all that, and all these guys saying Park. Park couldn't see fucking Son Heung-min through a fucking telescope. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's just how it is. I think that Jesse is that guy. He's a squad player, bit part. For me, Angel is an immense talent. He arguably is the most talented player out of all the youth players. I love Mason, but the talent's different, isn't it? Mason's got the physical attributes that Angel doesn't have. And because Angel doesn't have that, his reading of the game and his football IQ is a bit better. That tends to be the case with footballers. Footballers that don't have natural physical attributes like pace or height tend to be better up here. Frank Lampard was an example, bruv. He didn't have the pace. Like, he didn't have amazing feet. Like, he couldn't go past players. But what he did do was he read the game well, kept it simple, and he just always knew where to be, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Teddy Sheringham always knew where to be because he wasn't blessed with pace, man. You get loads of players like that. And Angel is quick, but he's not blessed with the size, so his brain's quick. You know what I'm saying? He can shoot, he can dribble, he can pass, he can do the lot, man. And at 5'3", 5'4", you need to make up for the lack of the physical attributes with that raw talent. I believe he has that. Mason is beautiful as a footballer, two-footed. I think only Morten Gamps Pedersen is like the last footballer I've seen take free kicks, penalties, corners with each foot. Like, it's an amazing freakish talent. For me, I like two-footed players. I think that if you're two-footed, you play for me. I like Fred, he's two-footed, he would play for me. Because two-footed players have the ability to open their body up and see the whole pitch. Matic, for example, is so left-footed, everything goes out to the left. And when he turns, it's all slow, you know, because he wants to go to the left. Do you know what I mean? He can't drop his shoulder and go to the right. So for me, if you play in the middle of the park, I think you need to be able to go both ways, or you're at a major disadvantage. You know what I mean? So if somebody argued and said that Gomes was more talented than Mason, I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't. However, there are two best players coming through. But I think that because of the physical attributes, Mason's a bit further ahead. And that's a lottery, the physical attributes. But I would definitely go for the youth ahead of them, man. Matt has had his chance to shine. Since he's come to the club, he's scored some important goals, but he's never been an integral part of the first 11. Like, never. And then the same goes for Jesse Lingard. He's never been integral. So for me, if you're going to get rid of all this deadwood, give these boys a chance, Ollie, man. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Very sick question. Next one, at 11, Kyle. With the iconic numbers 7 and 11 free, who would you like to see wearing them? And if we do or don't make Champions League next season? I know Sancho would make an ideal 7, but if we finish below 4th, big respect. Listen, even if you finish below 4th, bruv, offer Dortmund 100 M's and get Jaden, fam. Explain to him the thing in it. Jaden understands the prestige of the badge. He's an English player. He's one player that, even if he don't get Champions League football, he understands how big Manchester United is. He's got no allegiance to Man City. He's a London boy, innit? So we can still get him if we offer him the right terms and we show him the vision, assuming that we have one. We still need a DOF. There's more talk of that again coming up about Rio Ferdinand. Remember when I backed Rio for the DOF before, and loads of people were mocking me. I actually done a Rants Red talk on that, and now, like, it's looking like these talks are resurfacing. I would love if Rio Ferdinand gets it, because he understands, innit? Like, he gets it in terms of talent, skill, flair. Like, he likes them kind of players. He played like that as a centre half. So I would love Rio, and if Rio comes in, we'll bag Jaden for sure. 2 South London man link up. The number 11, I don't know. I could see man going for James Maddison, you know. I could see man going for Maddison and Sancho in the summer. On another central midfielder. I could see that. If we got 2 midfielders and a right winger in the summer, I'd say that's a good window. I'd love United to do more business than that, but you know what fucking Manchester United are like. You know what I mean? We ain't going out and getting 6 man like how Arsenal did or how City can. It's unfortunate. I'd love to see it, but just wouldn't. But I'd be okay. I'd be happy with Maddison and Maddison, Sancho, and a defensive midfielder. Do you know what I'm saying? Or like a deep lying playmaker was what we really need. A pass with the ball to replace McTominay because he's not it. So yeah, let me know who would be your ideal 7 and 11 replacements, guys. They don't actually have to be a number 11. Obviously, it's a winger's number, but Rashford ain't a number 10, and he's got the number 10 shirt. Do you know what I mean? So what 2 players would you like to see in them shirts? The Green Devils at it again. Where do you think we'll finish this season? I'm going to keep it nice and short. 5th, I think that we're better than Chelsea because Chelsea are really shit, but we're not as good as Arsenal, Tottenham, Man City and Liverpool. I think that we can still beat teams like Arsenal. However, like man for man, I think that our squad is behind this. It is. When you're looking at their front three, like you have to look at Aubameyang. Like he's a very limited player, but he scores goals. He scores goals, bro. If he doesn't score goals, he don't offer you much, but he scores goals. We don't have anyone that's proven and we can rely on to score the amount of goals Aubameyang's going to score. And then Lacazette, I rate very highly. He's a brilliant footballer, very intelligent, works hard. And again, he will guarantee a certain number of goals. And then Nicola Pepe, like, we don't know what he guarantees in the Premier League. However, he's dangerous, guys. He's dangerous. It's that simple. He's not consistent with his end product, but he's dangerous. Like he can make a man look like an absolute dickhead, like whenever he feels like it. So when you look at their front three, you look at us and that, like their midfield's not great, let's be honest, but neither is ours, bruv. So it's one of them ones where I just think on the general balance of man for man, they shade us. So I can't see us finishing in that top 4. If we do, Ollie's done a great job, but we're not showing any signs of making that possible. Let me know what you think. Where do you rank De Gea in the best keepers in the world? At Lebio_life. I don't really know, bro. Like, I hate when these football fans go out, yeah, and they go on like they watch other goalkeepers week in, week out, bro. I can tell you all of De Gea's strengths and weaknesses. A few of the other Premier League goalkeepers' strengths and weaknesses based on the fact that I watch them every week. People like Ter Stegen and that, from what I've seen of him, he's a good goalkeeper, but he's playing for Barcelona. He don't have a lot to do. Do you see what I'm saying? He really doesn't have a lot to do. And I think he's got good feet. He's good off his line. But in terms of shot stopping, I don't think he's amazing. But certain people were saying he's the best goalkeeper in the world. Then you look at Manuel Neuer. Sweeps very well and all that. Do you know what I'm saying? But again, certain men are saying he's the best in the world. Certain people are saying he's not. Then you've got Edison, Alisson, and David de Gea. Like, I'd probably say, and then Jan Oblak as well. I think those are probably the top 6 goalkeepers in the world. I don't know in what order, but on current form, De Gea has to be bottom of the tree there. Like, he has to be on current form. He's not the best goalkeeper in the world. If he was, someone would have bought him. I genuinely believe that teams didn't think that De Gea was worth how much Manchester United were valuing him at. Like, I think De Gea is a quality goalkeeper. I think if we were going to get proper money for De Gea, we needed to cash in on him 2 seasons ago while he was on form. But last season was terrible, and he started this season not very well either. That goal against Crystal Palace was 100% his fault, bruv. It's poor. So for me, I think De Gea probably just makes the top 5. Just makes the top 5. Like, and if he does, then he's definitely not. He's not in the top 3 at the moment, like on form. So we have to think that David De Gea has been at the club nearly a decade. Football's evolved. Football's changed. Goalkeepers need to do more than just shot stop now. Like, they're an integral part of building up from the back. De Gea's kicking's not good. His general distribution's not good. He's not press resistant. His sweeping's not good. He's slow off his line. If you watch a lot of the time United play, when balls come over the top of the defence, you're thinking, yo, De Gea should come. He doesn't come and sweep. Lloris is much better than De Gea at that, but De Gea is a better goalkeeper than Lloris. So there's just little parts of his game that he hasn't developed because he's come to England, he's played in England, and in England, goalkeepers weren't doing these things. So his coaching has been very much styled towards playing here, but now the game with the Peps and the Klopps coming in, the game over here is starting to change, and I feel like it's changing ahead of him. And that's not a criticism of him. I think it's just circumstantial, but I still think he's capable of making saves that no other keeper in the world can make. So it's a very hard one. But if I'm 100% honest with myself, in terms of the full package, I don't think he can be the best in the world because there's too many things that he's not great at. But I think he's the best shot stopper in the world when he's on form. but he's not on form. So I know that was a bit long-winded, but like I like to be very specific with things I say because people like to take my shit out of context all the time. All right, the next one, the Don snaps. So when Pogba leaves at the end of the window, how fucked are we? Bro, I'm torn in it because as a black man, yeah, I would love Pogba to just leave. I would. I think that the fans here don't deserve him. I think that I've never seen a team treat their best player by far the way that this fan base, and I have to say it's the UK Manchester fan base that treat Pogba like that. It's not anyone else, man, if I'm real. Like if it's the foreign fans, then a lot of the time they're just jumping on the bandwagon from what they're seeing online from these trolls on Twitter, but it is a lot of like the born and bred Manx and that treat Pogba like that. It's not the US fans, it's not the Indian fans. Even like the United fans down here in London, they don't speak about Pogba like that. To be honest, it's a disgrace how these men have treated him. We should be literally worshipping him. Like that's how good he is because we should be grateful he's here. Like the team is not good enough to have a player like Paul Pogba in it. So the fact that he's been carrying us because he has, his numbers suggest that he has. He's the first player in the history of the top 6 teams to be top scorer and top assister in the same season. It's never happened before. So that tells you, man, like if he does leave, I'd be happy for him. I don't think he will, but if he did leave, like just as a man, do you know what I mean? And a black man having to see death threats, racism and all of that shit that he's endured, I would love for him to leave and go somewhere where he's appreciated. And I'll tell you what, if he does go to Real Madrid, within the next 4 years, he'll win a couple of Champions Leagues, I'm sure of it. So that's just my thought on the Pogba situation. At Ryan Alham, how much time are you willing to give Ole to make us compete again? Love from Saudi. I don't think it's down to Ole to make us compete again because Ole don't have the skill. He don't have the credentials. He don't have the experience. He don't have the tactical nous. If we're going to compete again under Ole, it's because there's a restructure upstairs. The board realize what needs to get done and we get some football people at the back bringing in the right players and then Ole can work with them. But Ole alone ain't enough because he ain't got it tactically. He's not good enough, bro. Like, we're seeing he's very, very one-dimensional. You know what I mean? All his substitutions are the same substitutions. The formations are the same formation. The football's the same football. Then if it's not working, you don't know how to change it. So we're seeing a lot of deficiencies, and I think we're going to learn a lot about Ole as a manager this season because he's not going to have the resources and the squad's thin. Do you know what I mean? So he's going to really have to earn his stripes. So we're going to see what Ole is on, guys. But I did say when Ole comes in, I'm going to back him and I'm going to give him 2 summer windows before I can look at it and say, yo, this is Ole's squad. Now we need to be competing for something or winning something. Let me know what you think in the comments. Ole tactics, I believe he's been exposed. Counter-attacking football can't be our only plan and working it down the flanks. Martial needs the ball down the middle. Pogba needs the same. Ole's career is much like Daniel James. Likeable, cheap, promising. More time is with DJ than Ole. I don't even know if that was a question, but everything he said, I 100% agree with. I just saw a couple question marks and I thought, yeah, he's hit some good points, but that's not really a question. You didn't really ask me anything. But I completely agree with you, bro. But I think that Daniel James potentially, you know what I mean? I don't think he'll ever be of a quality where he has to start week in, week out for Man United. But I think he can be a valuable squad player. I see a lot in him. I said on Rants Red Talk, actually, when I was saying, yo, he's better than Rashford on the left wing. And I didn't mean he's a better footballer than Marcus Rashford. And I reiterated that. But the facts are, when he's on that left-hand side, he's direct, he's positive, he's got good close control, great acceleration. And he can shoot, the kid. He can shoot, man. Like, he's our most in-form attacker at the moment in terms of making a goalkeeper work. Like, he scored a goal, had a couple blocked off the line last game. And then the game before, he had chances. The game before that, he scored. And he gets fouled a lot. Like, people are struggling to live with him. I've never seen a game in the last year where I've said, yo, Rashford has run this spray into the ground. He won't stop kicking him or whatever. They just, you know what I mean? I've said so many times I just don't rate Marcus Rashford, bro. I think he has world-class moments, but he's a mediocre footballer, bro. Being dressed up as like the next big thing. I think he's pants. Do you know what I mean? And that doesn't come from a personal place, but frustration and exhaustion grows on my behalf because I see loads of people talking him up, the pundits and all that, and I'm like, are you actually watching the game? Do you actually watch Man United for 90 minutes? Because if you did, you wouldn't think this kid's that good. Do you know what I mean? So that's why it might come across as that, like, I personally don't like him or whatever. Listen, I don't know him. He seems like a good kid. His attitude seems all right, everything, but I just don't think he's that good, mate. Same with Luke Shaw. Don't think he's that good. And I got it right with Luke Shaw. I'm sure I'll get it right with Marcus Rashford, man. At Ryan F. Pierce, how come half of our fan base are absolute cunts? Probably talking about Paul Pogba. Bro, it's not half the fan base. What I keep telling people is Manchester United is a global club. There's more Manchester United fans in London than there are Manchester. Think about it. London's population is about 8 million. Manchester's population is about 1 million. Then in Manchester, you have to think about all of the other teams that these men support. Like they'll support Man City as well. And then on top of that, you got the people that don't like football, etc., etc., etc. So, like in terms of saturation, there'll be more Liverpool fans in London and more Manchester United fans in London than there are in their respective cities. And then you got to go abroad to like India, United States, not even India, Asia in general, the continent of Africa, bro. So all these guys that are doing your head in, yeah, and you're seeing all this bullshit, a lot of it is just like the small-minded. It is a minority, but it looks like a majority because Twitter's a vacuum, bro. All this negative shit you just see floating around because of who you follow and that. But actually, all the Manchester United fans that I speak to, because the United Stand is an international channel, we have nearly 60% of our fan base is abroad. And when I speak to these guys, they're cool people and they're level-headed people, man. There's no passion, there's no toxicness in the way they speak. You know what I mean? It's very matter-of-fact and to the point, whereas a lot of these guys that are born and bred up there, they see it as a religion, like you can't speak about it, there's no objectivity, there's none of that. And that's not me generalizing all of them because they are obviously fans that don't fit into that bracket. Like we've got Adam that's on the United Stand, who's a born and bred Manc, bro. Adam Matic, we call him Matic, yeah. And he is the most level-headed, like open-minded guy, bro. But you have to see the guys that are, they're called the top reds and that, them bellends, yeah, that think that they own the club and it's everything that they think is right and it's our club, this, that, and the other, fuck off and all that. Them guys, those are the guys. Those are the kind of guys that will be spraying Pogba out on signs and all of that. Fucking hooligans, bro. So I understand what you're saying, but it's not half the fan base, bro. Like, so I do feel like that sometimes. When I saw the Pogba thing, as a black man, I was disgusted, I was disappointed, I was embarrassed. A part of me was like, I can't believe I support the same team as these men, bro. Like, it really upset me, genuinely, innit? But you just have to realise that Twitter shows you what you keep seeing, so it's not the true reflection. It's not a true reflection. At Sahil, it's Sahil Patel. If we let Sanchez go, do you think Ole will play Gomes in the number 10? I don't think Ole's got the balls. I'd love for him to prove me wrong, but I'm saying it now anyway, hoping the universe says, like, I've got a surprise for you, but I just don't think Ole's got the balls, mate. I think Ole thinks that Gomes is too small and he'll stick with fucking Lingard. No overreaction, but are you worried? On one hand, Ole is getting rid of the dead wood. However, does it make you question the timing? How so disjointed the way things are being done? Yes, it promotes youth, but they're not coming into a settled team. So the pressure will be peak. Thoughts? Nash Lorenzo. I agree. It's easy to promote guys when they're coming into a settled, successful team. Everyone talks about the class of 92 and that. It's easy to do a class of 92 thing, yeah, when you're already bringing them into a team that has like a core and an established way of playing and like a culture there. Do you see what I mean? There's no culture in this team. There's no ethos. It's just, counter-attacking, high press. Like, do you know what I mean? So when you're bringing in all these young players, Like, for instance, with Mason Greenwood, yeah, we want Mason to play, but start him. You can't be bringing on Mason, yeah, when we're 1-0 down, 30 minutes to go and we're playing shit. What do you expect him to do in that situation? What, pick up the game by the scruff of the neck and win it for us, bro? He's fucking 18, 19 years old, bro. You see what I mean? So I think that Ole's just not doing it the right way, bro. He's not doing it the right way. So I completely understand with you, but I'm not going to panic, man. I'm just, as I said, I'm going to enjoy the season. I'm going to treat it like we are the 5th, 6th best team in the league, like we are. Manage my expectations and go from there, because you've got a danger of setting yourself up for some heartbreak, bruv, and I can't take it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. With the departure of Alexis, can expect to see more of Greenwood. I know you've spoken about him a lot, you clearly rate him, but how highly would you say his ceiling is? S_Akiyama4646. Bro, I think Mason's ceiling is very high. He's athletic, he's strong, he's two-footed, he's direct, he's brave, and he's clinical, bruv. You know what I'm saying? I think he's got all the attributes. I just think that it sucks that he's not playing in a settled team at the moment, because he's going to find it harder to get chances. But I think that Mason's special. I think he's special. Like, every academy, like, you know, like they say, every crop of youngsters, there's always like a special one. Whether or not they make it into the first team or they end up leaving, like Jadon Sancho left Man City. I believe Jadon was the special one in that crop. Do you know what I mean? Foden's a good baller, but I think that Sancho is special, you know? And I think that I think that Mason is special. That two-footedness, that coldness, the ability to take free kicks and all that, it's special, man. You know what I mean? So I do think that his ceiling is very, very high. I want to see the best for him. Greenwood FC. And last one, Luke Andrews. Are you positive about the rebuild that is happening? Deadwood is starting to be sold or frozen out, whilst the youth is starting to enter the first team. Young, Darmian, Grant, Matic, Fosu, Bailey, Bailly even, could all be gone as well next summer when their contracts expire. Are you happy? I would be happy if we had a structure like Arsenal's or like Liverpool's, where we identify who we want and we get them. Because then I'll be like, right, they're clearing out man because they know who we're getting in. But I can't see United going out there and signing 6, 7 man when we need to. So right now, it just looks like some fucking money-saving scheme from the fucking Glazers. That's what it looks like. It's hard to be positive right now because, for instance, yeah, I'll get rid of Sanchez, but then people are saying, oh, we're not losing anything. You only scored 4 goals and that. But it's not about not losing anything. Like, we don't have a replacement for him, bruv. If Sanchez ain't playing, Martial's injured, and what? We got Rashford leading the line, bruv. That's dead. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got Daniel James has to start now. We bought him as a squad player. But now he has to start because, man, ain't got no one else. And then before you know it, you're starting academy players and there's bare pressure on them. It's not good for their development. So, I don't know how I feel about it. If I'm being completely honest, I think it's a shambles. But I've said that I'm just going to try and stay positive, keep the energy up, and just believe in the process. Even though I don't think there is a process, but I'm going to chat shit to myself and say, you know what? These men have got a plan. But I honestly don't. I think they're a bunch of dickheads. They don't know what the fuck they're doing and they're incompetent assholes. But I have to finish on a positive note. So I'm just going to say, yeah, Ollie's at the wheel, innit, bruv? I don't know how it feels at the moment, fam, but we'll see at the end of the season, guys. That was your Rants Red Talk. Let me know in the comment section, are you optimistic given the clear out? Make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe, share that, all of that, and make sure you add man up on the socials. Also, as I said before, ideas for the new general football talk. Yeah, drop some of the names and then we'll do that. And then I'm going to put out a tweet and then we're going to get these questions and then we're going to have fun, man. Like, throw it back, reminisce and enjoy football, man. And let's have some proper football debates, man. Like, I'm down for that. So big up yourselves, guys. If you haven't seen the Flex and Rant show, head over to the United Stand. It was another good one. And next time I will see you will be my match reaction after the Southampton game. I'm heading down south on Saturday. So, yeah, big up yourselves, guys. All the best.